Through its rhythmic words and evocative imagery, poetry, of course, inspires us to see the world differently, to feel more deeply, and also to tap into the transformative magic that does lie within us. Speak the Mind, rather, has returned, and we're excited to have Ayabulela Gidi joining us this morning to chat about the highly anticipated return of Speak the Mind poetry and music sessions. Aya's in studio this morning to chat further. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for making time to be here.
Thank you. Good to be here.
The importance of the festival, Speak Your Mind even, its relevance given where we are as a society today. Let's hear your thoughts. Why do you think it was necessary to come back?
Well, I mean, for the same reason that we started Speak the Mind back in 2005,
Yes.
we saw a gap and a lack of thoughtfully and carefully curated and professionally organized spoken word and related genres platforms.
Yeah.
So that's when we decided to start Speak the Mind. It ran from 2005 until 2016. It was well funded. We brought in poets from all over the world. We felt that it is important. I mean, spoken word is important. Spoken word is freedom. It is healing. It reflects our everyday realities as a society of the world. So a voice from New York and a voice from South Africa is speaking one thing, just the realities, the life and breath of our waking life.
Yeah.
So we're bringing it back in 2025 after 9 years since 2016. Obviously, we had to stop in 2016 because of funding challenges and COVID-19 came after that. Yeah. So we are relaunching it in Cape Town this coming week, from the 27th to the 1st of March, because of the same reasons. There's still lack of those platforms where poets can come and speak their mind and voice what we're facing with in our everyday life.
Yeah, and I mean, since 2016, I mean, we look at the issues, we also look at the conversations that need to be had. I mean, it's pivotal that these platforms exist. Your own experience with poetry, your own evolution as well. I mean, the messaging changes as you change as well. You overcome your own inertia. What's that journey been like for you as well?
I mean, poetry, like I said, it is a reflection of our everyday life. So as life changes, the society changes, spoken word changes. You know, our minds, where we are in our minds and what we think of, it reflects what is happening currently in the world. So hence, I feel it is important. We're facing gender-based violence, we're facing unemployment. So those are the issues that spoken word reflects. Those are the issues that they bring into the content of our poets, speak about those issues, you know. So it's relatable. Theme? It is relatable.
Absolutely, and it's heart to heart as well.
It is. Spirit
to spirit, soul to soul. And I wonder if there's a specific theme for this comeback in 2025. You're speaking about some of the necessary conversations that need to be reflected. How particular do you want to be for this edition?
You know, Speak the Mind is a free platform. We never have a theme. We don't have a theme. So each artist is welcome to come and voice and say what they feel at that particular moment, or say what they feel needs to be addressed to the public.
Okay. I actually then want to speak about the issue of funding, which you alluded to earlier on. I mean, to having started in 2005, you know, have poets from all over the world come, and then obviously in 2016 having to stop it. What more can be done from the government's side, from private sector, perhaps even just artists alike, to support, you know, poetry and significance?
Honestly, I mean, we are pleading to funders, we're pleading to the government to support this kind of initiatives. There are a lot of voices. I mean, even the traction and the interest we get from our social media, on our social media platforms. We've got voices from like a small village like Kwamasingata. There are voices like Epethal in Mpumalanga, people saying, I write poems, I'm a poet, but I don't get this platform. You don't get these kind of platforms where we are. And not everybody has data. Not everybody can go on TikTok, you know, and do their work and expose themselves on TikTok. So it is important for the funders, for public sector to fund these kind of platforms, because like we're saying, poetry is healing. It is freedom.
The decision to host it in Cape Town, Why was that pivotal? And again, as you mentioned, so many are reaching out. And so that means that there are voices that need to be heard across the country.
Yes.
Is there room to then also expand it and travel to the various other cities and provinces in our country?
That's what we're aiming at.
Yeah.
I mean, that's our main objective, is
Yeah.
to have Speak the Mind as a national festival, taking it to small towns and, giving that platforms to the people in the small towns.
Yeah.
We're starting with Cape Town this year, which is exciting. I mean,
Yes.
exciting to be in the mother city.
Yeah.
And what's the better venue than the Homecoming Center at the District 6 Museum? It's beautiful.
And befitting as well, given its rich history.
It is.
I just wonder advice for poets out there, even storytellers. I mean, it's part of our DNA as a continent. We live into stories as well. How can we tell better stories, but also how important, what advice do you have for poets out there?
As Speak the Mind, we have a community outreach program.
Okay.
So I would advise for everybody out there, poets out there, create your own community outreach programs like in your local communities, and encourage and motivate the youth to write.
Yeah, it's important to give back. It's also important to empower the youth.
Yes.
How intentional were you about that for South Africa, given our socioeconomic context?
I mean, for me, specifically as an individual, that's the best part of the Speak the Mind Festival for me, the community outreach program. Like on the 27th, we are at Masiphumelele High School in Ocean View in the Western Cape. We're working with 40 students from 40 learners from the school that will be part of the masterclass by Kollega Putuma, the creative masterclass that she'll be running there, together with Valerio Massa from a Swiss slam artist. He's also coming to be part of the Speak the Mind. So I'm happy because working with youth and encouraging the youth to continue, like to write how they feel, to write what they see in society. It is important.
Yes, collaborations are also important. And I know that previously there were poets from all over the world. So for this edition, what can we expect? And then if we are going to envision it, given the support that we're looking for as well, where do you see it rising to?
For 2025, we've got a fiery lineup. We've got one international, Valerio Massa from Switzerland, who's a slam award-winning poet. We have Prof. Piti Kantuli coming back to our stage 20 years later. Wow. He was there in 2005 when he started Speak the Mind. And he's coming back just after his 85th birthday last week. He's coming back 20 years later to be part of the festival. We've got Ushebendalo, who's known by South Africans, who's loved by South Africans. Yes. But we don't only have the known artists and known poets. We also have like some poets from the Western Cape who are up and coming. Yeah. We've got Keith Lewis, we've got Nicotine Long, we've got Luando Sinda P. So, like I'm saying, poets are bringing like thought-provoking and entertaining content.
All right, so wishing all the best of luck. Thank you for reviving this much-needed platform. Thank you for also empowering our youth to tell better stories and also just to heal our nation at large. Aya, we'll then leave the conversation there for now. Aya Gidi again this morning, chatting, sharing some thoughts about the Speak the Mind poetry and music session with us. It's happening in Cape Town, obviously looking to expand across the country as that platform continues to take or grow into its prominence from here into with its revival here in 2025.